Hare Krishna. All right. Thank you all for coming. I live in an apartment complex right over a little bit this way. And there's a verse in the Gita that says, what's night for the self-realized is day for the conditioned soul. And what's day for the conditioned soul is night for the self-realized. So you're all here, and thank you very much for coming. But there's also, I think today is Super Bowl. So trust me, because there's a bunch of bars over there, it's in one vibration over there, and there's a very different vibration here. I think you're the wiser for being here. Today is a special holiday for us, although the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, there's a statue or murti of him here, he said that every day is a festival in spiritual life, but today's a special festival. Double Haribo, back at you. But, and we also have we'll explain a little bit what that's, we're celebrating the appearance of Lord Nityananda. Of course, many of you are asking who is Lord Nityananda, and we'll get there in a minute. And because we have a varied audience today, and we've had a series of classes about the meaning of the appearance of the great personality, Lord Nityananda, we're sort of building on what's already been said. So we're going to bounce around a bit here. And some of you who are here for the first time, there may be some gaps in the, what? So I apologize for that, but I've got to address this audience and this audience. So we're going to bounce around a bit, but I'll try not to leave you in the stream there. So let me begin by offering my respects to I'm wondering if we should shut that door, but that's going to make it hot, isn't it? Yeah, and we have a door there. Hang on. We're making a group decision here, Suresh. Because there's invariably going to be conversation there. What do you guys think? Is it too? Well, how about this? Trial and error. Let's shut the door, and if it gets too hot, just before you pass out, you can raise your hand. Or you can pretend you're in India. It's like an Indian bus, huh? Why not? All right, so let me find out where we are, because I did take some notes, lest I drift too far afield. All righty. So there is actually a theme. Wherever I bounce, there is a theme, so you can kind of hold things together on this. And that theme is that human life, we are not just sophisticated animals with communication skills, or whatever. No. They're, according to our vision of the world, according to our source books are the Vedic literatures. And in the Vedas, they say Atato Brahma Jigyasya, which is a Sanskrit verse. It's the beginning of Vedanta Sutra. And it says, now in the human form of life, according to our understanding of things, right on time. There are, I'm sorry, my little friend. We'll be short. Oh, we need a clock in order to keep my words. I don't want to ask you. Okay, hey, Govardhan, just bring, no, I don't want trouble you, but he doesn't mind. Just pull it over here so I can see the clock. Yeah, we need the table, though. Oh, yeah, it's a joint effort. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Prabhu. Anyway, I better speed it up. You don't find animals making big plans. I mean, okay, the swallows migrate from San Juan Capistrano and, squirrels save nuts. Okay, fine. But sophisticated plans for the future. Human beings have that facility. Now, currently, it's directed at things within a material, very limited sphere. Okay, you know, they save an IRA account for when they retire. They get married, they get a prenuptial. You know, they make, because things could go south, so they're planning so many things. And, you know, I get things in the mail. I'm sure you do too. I'm almost 70 years old. So I get advertisements for reserving a funeral plot. Hey, they got a point, you know, so there's that. But then I also get things for singles dating. I'm thinking, you know, it's one or the other, you know, you can't really. So, but we're planning. What's for the future? What's for the future? But the one thing that is 100% guaranteed, every living entity, and certainly that includes the human beings, what is the one thing that's guaranteed? I'm sorry to hit you with it, folks, if you haven't figured it out yet, but anyone want to hazard a guess? Death and taxes. And death and taxes, no, but you can avoid taxes. I don't recommend it, but it can be done. But you can't, you know, death knocks on your door and you can't say, no, today's not good, you know. How about never? Does never work for you? It's not going to happen. So our point is, the theme through this is, okay, what do we have control over? We can't control the weather. It's summertime now, and then in August it's going to freeze. I mean, we can't control. Who expected COVID? So we can't control really much. But we can control what we do with our time. We have a choice what we do with our life. So that's what this theme is about. And I am looking at the time. And also, we rate success. Oh, he's very successful. Oh, she's very successful. What does it mean? Oh, he's on the cover of People magazine. Well, you know. So there's a lot of people on the cover of People magazine. And, well, what's success? How do we measure success? Because, oh, he's got a better car than me. Oh, she's got, you know, she looks better than me. Or whatever it is, you know, we're comparing and contrasting and considering what's success. Oh, I've got a great bank balance. Hey, I got a PhD. Hey, well, I got the Nobel Peace Prize. Well, all right then. So we're measuring success. But at the end of the game, there's a kid's game. What's it called? Musical chairs? I don't know exactly. It's been a while. You know, you're dancing around the chairs and the music stops and there's, 12 kids and 11 chairs? Isn't it something like that, you know? Okay, when the music stops, when this life comes to an end, which is inevitable and certain, what do we have to show for it? Well, you know, what do we have? What's our success? Really, what can you take with you? So that's intelligence. That's the real purpose of human life, to think about these things. So the Lord Nityananda is, it's a lot to cover. We accept our Vedic literature, and every genuine, deep spiritual path and teacher says the same thing. In the ultimate issue, there is a cause of all causes. This is caused by this is caused by this. So there's an ultimate cause, which is the generation for all that we see, all existence. And the Brahma Samhita, one of our literatures, says, Sarvakara Ishvara Parama Krishna Sarvakarana Karanam, that the ultimate cause of all causes is a supreme person. To put it simply, we believe that there's a supreme Lord, there's God. Let me ask you one question. Well, how can the cause of all causes, the source of everything, which is inside everyone's atom and inside everyone's heart, all pervasive, how can that absolute cause of all causes also have a form and a place and a personality? Because we say the supreme personality is Krishna, who's the cause of all causes. Well, that's a lot to ask, or it's sentiment, or we're wishing there's some big person in the sky that solves all problems. Oh, come on. I grew out of that. I stopped believing in Santa Claus, and next was the belief in a supreme person. I'm not going to leave you there, don't worry. What is something that we see practically every day? And somewhere in the world, they see every day that is localized. How you can point to it. Oh, there it is. And yet, it's present everywhere. For 10 points, who can guess? Way to go, my friends. So if the sun is, it's localized, you can point to it. It has a shape, form, location. But it's also present everywhere. And I don't know how, they don't even have an estimate. There's unlimited, because there's unlimited universes, unlimited suns. So how can the cause of that, of objects, unlimited objects that are present, have a location, and are present everywhere, how can the cause of that also not have the same potency? How can the absolute truth, the cause of all causes, which is present everywhere and inside everyone's heart, also have a form? Why not? To be complete, to be absolute, the absolute truth, Krishna, God, must have both potencies, to be present everywhere, inside everyone's heart. Okay, the next step after that. I have one candle here. From one candle, I can light another candle. I can light another candle, right? I can add unlimited candles, and each candle will be of the same candle power, assuming same size, space. Okay, fine. Given all of that, all things equal. I can from one candle, I can light unlimited candles, right? That's not a big step in logic. The cause of all causes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He expands. He's the original candle, Adi Purusham, Vedic literature. What is it? Navayovanam Cha, but Ananta Rupam. Adya Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha. From the Brahma Samhita, one of our, and it means that the cause of all causes can expand into unlimited forms. So one of those forms, from the first candle, Krishna, Krishna expands. People say, why doesn't God just come down here and straighten it out? He comes all the time. The problem is we don't listen. Because we have free will. Everyone's got anyway, that's a whole other track. So the point I'm making is the supreme cause of all causes, Krishna, the first original candle, Adi Purusham, the original person, expands like so many other candles. And one of those expansions is Lord Nityananda. And we're celebrating the appearance of Lord Nityananda today. That's what the appearance day of Lord Nityananda is. And why do we say appearance and not birthday? There's a reason. Do you see the sun right now? I mean, if you get X-ray vision, I don't know. But in general, I don't see it. Anyone here see the sun right now? Do you deny that the sun exists? Is our not being able to see it the criteria that determines the sun exists or not exists? I can't see what's happening on the other side of this wall. So, does the sun take birth I forget, the Cuyamaca Indians here in San Diego? They used to think, because the sun is hot, they would see the sun rise, things warm up. The sand travels across to the ocean, and it goes out in the ocean, right? So they used to think that the sun is born every morning and dies every evening. And they actually had a priest. His job was to stay up all night and pray that the sun will return. I was thinking, think about job security. I mean, you know, that's a pretty safe slot, right? You know, everybody else thinks you're praying. You're snoozing, taking snacks, you know it's coming. So but the point is, we say appearance because these expansions of the Supreme Lord, the original candle, appear according to time and place. They're always existing, but they appear according to time and place. So we're celebrating that Lord Nityananda, that expansion from Krishna, is always existing. But he appears, and this is the celebration of that appearance, like celebrating the rising of the sun. Now, the Supreme Lord does not waste time. And so there's a purpose. Just like when you go, suppose you've got some disease and you go to the doctor. And he says, you say, hey doc, I'm feeling like this. Give me some medicine. You say, well, I got to take your pulse. No, just give me any medicine will do. Well, okay. That's not really going to work. You've got it for a particular disease, there's a particular medicine. Isn't that? I mean, it's a simple thing. So these different avatars or incarnations, they have a purpose. They are custom designed. So Lord Nityananda, this expansion of the Supreme Lord, has a custom design. He has a purpose. And that purpose is he is uniquely merciful, kind. That's the specific qualification of Lord Nityananda. Now, he's Parama Karuna. Parama Karuna means the supreme mercy. Now, in order to receive mercy, or be open to receiving mercy, what mindset do you have to have? Okay, there's a lot of answers. You could say humble, you could say spiritually, endeavoring, so many things. So I'll just say it. In order to receive help, you have to recognize you need help, isn't it? In order to receive mercy, you have to be open to the idea, hey, I might need some mercy. If you're in the bottom of a well, may it never happen, and maybe a Boy Scout nearby. There's still Boy Scouts nowadays? Are they? Anyway, there's some piety in the world. If I were to fall into the bottom of a well, dry well, let's add that factor, long well, I fall in it. Somehow I survive the fall. How do I get out? Acme Jet shoes? I mean, do I, I can call, Lassie or whatever, I can call as much as I like. But what's actually going to get me out of that well? Levitation? Well, I don't know. Anyone want to offer a suggestion? Let's assume there is a way to get out of the well. Assuming there's a way to get out of the well, how do I get out on my own strength? Who said no? Don't be, you're right. Defend your answer. What do I need? I need some help. Somebody's got to row, I say, help, help. Somebody comes and says, oh, how you doing down there? Say, come on, Oh, well, see you later. Nice meeting you. I need someone to lower a rope. I need someone to put a ladder down, isn't it? Then I can climb out. My initiative is necessary. Somebody can lower a rope. Somebody can put a ladder down. It's necessary. But is it sufficient? I got to grab on. I got to take advantage. But I've got to have something to grab onto before I can take my initiative and climb out. The point I'm making is that of all the different forms of Krishna, from the original candle, so many other candles, the original candle is Lord Nityananda. And he's especially delivering mercy. His business is to give. How much time do we have? All right, I am going to say this. There's a few, I did a little research. And let's skip down. Now, this is where I'm going to lose those of you who are here for the first time. But don't worry, we'll get back on track in a minute. The Lord Nityananda comes with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. Lord Nityananda is Balaram. So if we go back, of course, these are eternal forms, so you really can't say go back to the beginning. But let us just say, for the sake of discussion, originally, there's Krishna, and his first expansion is Lord Balaram. And they continue to expand in different ways. There's Krishna and Balaram. Then there's Lord Ram and Lakshman. There Krishna come again for a particular purpose. Krishna comes for different purposes, according to the climate, different purposes, different. But it's the same, I should say, it's the same purpose, but different methods. So there's Krishna Balaram originally. Then you have Ram and Lakshman. And next, in Treta Yuga, it's a particular space and time. And then in this age, this is Kali Yuga, the age we're in now. Just like there's summer, spring, winter, there's different seasons, they have different symptoms. So the season we're in now is called Kali Yuga. Like they have Aquarius, they say so many things, and they have qualities. Age of Aquarius, age of this, age of that. The age we're in now is Kali Yuga. And Kali Yuga is symptomized by confusion, quarrel, materialism. People are not very advanced in spiritual life, scratching their head. If I eat dead flesh that's been rotting on the shelf for 2 weeks, think that'll affect my health? You know, I mean, where do you start? I mean, I could spend a whole class. Cigarette smoking. I mean, it says right on the package, smoke this and you will drop dead. Well, not me. Maybe him, maybe her, but not me. You know, so whatever it is. So this is a very dense, materialistic age. So Krishna and Balaram come in one age. Ram and Lakshman come in another age. And that same Krishna Balaram, that same Ram Lakshman become Lord Nityananda and Lord Balaram. So to underscore Lord Nityananda, this quality of mercy, of giving help, of giving us shelter, here's some examples. So once again, I may lose some of you first-timers. I apologize for that. But when Krishna and Balaram came as Ram and Lakshman, Lakshman later on became Lord Nityananda, the Lord Nityananda we're talking about. Now, when Balaram was offended by Ramaharshan Sutta, those who you know the Puranas will know this story. And he was a bogus spiritual teacher. He was cheating people, misleading them, so many things. So Balaram just finished him off. Balaram took a straw, and he was finished. Now, Balaram comes again as Lord Nityananda. But what was his approach? He went door to door with a straw in his teeth. Straw was there. But that straw, when the Vedic traditions, you put a straw in your teeth and you bow down someone, you're saying, I am lower than the straw in the street. I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. It is humility personified. So Lord Nityananda, instead of using straw as a weapon to finish off this bogus teacher, he uses the straw just to enter into our heart. That if somebody comes to you and says, you know, you're very learned, you're very beautiful, you're very skilled, you're very talented, you're very, you know, everything, but just for a minute, put that aside and just listen to what I say. Just consider it. I mean, everybody will open their heart. So that is an example of Lord Nityananda's mercy. There's another example of Lord Nityananda's mercy. That, you know again from the Ramayana, Lord Ram and Lakshman, again, Krishna and Balaram, Ram, Lakshman, Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Nityananda. So when Ram was fighting with this great asura, mystic, shape-shifting, you know, Hitler times unlimited, and was terrorizing the universe. So he shot an arrow and knocked Lakshman out. You know the stories there. And Lakshman, when he recovered, now Lakshman later on became Nityananda. So when he was in his mood of Lakshman, when he was knocked out by Ravana, this Asuric king, when he recovered, he told his brother Ram, kill him immediately, just kill him, he's too dangerous, kill him immediately. Now, when that same Lakshman became Nityananda, you know, this is only 500 years ago, they appeared in Bengal. So he was struck in the head by it's a long, I don't want to go too far afield, but he was struck in the head by a drunkard, a very, you know, was terrorizing this town, Navadvip. So when he was knocked out by Ravana, when he recovered, he told his brother, kill him immediately, told Ram to kill him immediately. When he was knocked out, hit in the head by this Madai, who was actually Ravana in a previous, so they're matching up again and again, like a rematch. So when they were matched up again as Lord Nityananda and Ravana struck him in the head as Madai. Did he kill him immediately? Lord Chaitanya appeared on the scene. I don't want to give you too many details and lose you, but Lord Chaitanya arrived on the scene, and he had his Sudarshan Chakra that Vishnu carries, and he was going to finish off. And Lord Nityananda, who last time told Ram, kill him. Now Ram has come, Lord Chaitanya. He says, no, no, you have to spare him. Please spare him. So the point, and there's so many more, but those are a few examples. And one last example, just about that Jagai and Madai. They were spared by Lord Chaitanya, by Lord Nityananda, and then Lord Chaitanya. They were spared. But does anyone know why they got that opportunity? It was a great opportunity. They were louts, drunkards, so many, everything evil you can imagine. And yet they were delivered by Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. And we'll tie it back to this mercy theme in just a minute. Anyone know why they were delivered, other than Dravida? Okay, you've gone too theosophical for me. No, it's a good answer. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because, as I was saying, they were drunkards. And their house, just like we were chanting Hare Krishna here, Lord Chaitanya used to meet in the evenings with Lord Nityananda. And they would go to a Srivas Pandit's house, Srivasacharya. And they would, a nice house in those days, there was a house and there was always a courtyard, a nice courtyard, beautiful, like it's a beautiful evening tonight, full moon. So they would chant in that courtyard the Hare Krishna mantra. But they used to, anyway, they would chant there in the evening, and right nearby was the house of Jagai and Madai. And Jagai, and just like you heard, this Amoga Leela is a very nice harmonium player, Gaur Krishna is a nice madanga. It's a very sweet sound. So they would hear this sweet, Jagai and Madai living nearby, they were neighbors, they would hear this sweet sound, this chanting. And because they were drunkards and they were drinking, they didn't know what was going on, but they would just dance. They would do their boogie-woogie. I don't know what they were dancing, but it wasn't quite the Vaishnav, sweet dance, but they were doing their disco, whatever, to the rhythm. But just by that, appreciating, even in a mundane sense, oh, this is a sweet sound. Oh, I like these words, Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare. They had no idea what the meaning was. And one of our great sages, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says this is proof of the power of chanting Hare Krishna. The holy name. If I touch fire, where's a kid? Well, there's not. You're too smart to do that. But if you have a young little child touches fire, does the fire excuse? Does the fire say, he's a little kid, I'll let him slide, Does it happen? What happens? Everybody, it's like it's a law, what an exothermic reaction or whatever. It's the law of physics, chemistry. It's going to happen. You touch it, it'll burn. Similarly, the name of Krishna, the name, was it Our Father? It was drummed into me when I was a kid, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. So the holy name, the name of Krishna, is the same as fire. If you touch fire, it burns. If you say the name of Krishna, it has great potency. So, because of the time factor, we'll wrap up. The point I'm trying to make is that if we're honest with ourselves, suppose I told you, I am an independent person. I will not depend on anything. You commoners, you depend on air. I'm going to hold my breath and not depend on air. What are you all thinking? You won't hurt my feelings. It's a fictitious example. Yeah, we'll still be friends, don't worry. You're thinking, hey, that guy's lost his mind. You look at your watch. Okay, good luck. What do they call it? Free diving? You dive by holding your breath. How long can you go? I know the pearl divers in Qatar, they can go down, I think it's 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes they can hold their breath. Let's bust out. Let's give them 8 minutes. Let's give them 10 minutes. I'm sure they can't do it longer than that long. But, you're just going to look at your watch and say, okay, Swami, go. It's not going to work. So to admit that I'm dependent on air, does that mean I have low self-esteem and a weak? What does it mean? Rather, the opposite. If I'm not dependent on air, then it's considered it has got some kind of psychosis or neurosis, or it's considered an unnatural, crazed state. So to think that we don't need mercy, especially in this age of Kali, we're bewildered, we're confused, the whole atmosphere is agitated. so many things. Our hearts are disturbed by lust and greed and anger and envy. We need mercy. We don't know what, I want happiness, but what am I actually getting? How long does it last? Does it really satisfy? You think you've got it here today, gone tomorrow? Always some disturbance. It's a minor, don't worry. So there's always something. And there's always there's a underlying angst. What happens at the time of death? And is this the best I can get? Where's real happiness? Is there truth in the world? Where are all those things I'm actually aspiring for? So we are saying that by the grace of Lord Nityananda, Krishna coming in this form of unlimited mercy, if we recognize that we need mercy, if we pray to Lord Nityananda, if we learn the teachings of Lord Nityananda, if we chant his name, Rama is also Lord Nityananda, Nityananda Ram. So chanting of the holy name, this is an opportunity. And I'm almost finished, I promise. But when they say, I told you, right on time. They're hired actors. I just wanted to show how there's always some disturbance. No, we're in PB, trust me. It's a realized statement here. They sometimes advertise. You'll see it, special opportunity, one time only, discount guarantee, half off or whatever it is. And, I better rush right down there, what do they call it? It's a Black Friday or whatever. So people are always looking for opportunities. There are special days, there are channels cut that the ocean of mercy can flow down and fall upon us. And that day, one of those days, is today. So hello there, Hare Krishna. We make a humble request. Take advantage of this day. And just get one of our books. I don't get a commission. Get one of our books. Read the teachings of Lord Nityananda. We're going to do we have another little kirtan after this all winds up for a few minutes? Short, 5-10 minutes. Just let go for a few minutes. Chant Hare Krishna. No one's going to take a photo of you and put you on Facebook and, well, what's he doing, Don't worry about it. And feel a little bit of mercy, a little relief. Our actual self, our actual nature is Sat Chit Ananda. Like the quality of salt is salty. Quality of sugar is sweet. Quality of, chili is spicy. That's its inherent nature. What is our inherent nature? Hey, come on in, you guys. It's a parade. Glad to see you. And I know why you're here, because that'll lead us into our next step. So please take advantage of this golden opportunity, Lord Nityananda's appearance day, and pray for some mercy, because we all need it. Thank you very much. Now, our next thing going on here, and it'll be short. Standing here in saffron cloth, do you want to get your friends settled first? I don't want to. Yeah, no, get them settled. I don't want them to be uncomfortable any more than I've already made them. Okay. So we're set? No, don't. You can stand up for a minute. There's a reason. I'm not just picking on you. This is Damodar Kumar Prabhu. And he is a very nice... He has been serving faithfully in this temple for over 7 years. 7.5, something like that. We'll give you the extra half. So he's been here a long time, faithfully serving. And you'll notice that he's dressed in this saffron cloth. We're color-coded. There's a meaning for these things. You can sit down now if you want. I don't make you stand too long. I'll call you up again. Don't worry, I'll get you again. So this saffron cloth means that one takes a vow to fully surrender to the service of the spiritual master, one's teacher, to the mission of Krishna, the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They say that when you move into an ashram, you can't say no. Now, no one would ever ask them to do anything sinful or cruel. We're not talking about that. But you get trained because we're all, and certainly I can speak for myself, we're all inherently proud and arrogant and think we know everything about everything, or at least I know more than you, whatever it is. We've got all that rattling around in our head. And so many desires chasing after this, like a dog after its tail. So when one begins serious spiritual life, one takes a vow of brahmacharya. And one simply lives, traditionally one goes to the ashram of the spiritual master and becomes his menial servant. Literally, kings, sons, great scholars, their children, they all get trained in the Vedic tradition in the brahmacharya ashram. I'll tie that to the next, I hope. Let me ask you this question. What determines how high a building can go? Empire State Building. Weight's okay. Weight's good. No, huh? City codes, okay. These are all good answers, actually. Good quality steel. No, they're all good guys. I guess I should say, I don't want to put you in the spot. Ah, who said that? Where's our foundation man? Okay, if you have a strong foundation, you can build a very tall building. You don't have a basement. You don't have the girders going down in the deep into the ground. That thing will tip over. Wind will come. It'll fall right over. So you need a strong foundation. So the Vedic tradition understands. That's the culture that we're in. The Vedic tradition understands the what do you call it? Transitions of life, different phases of life, and everyone when they're young should be trained in brahmacharya for at least some years. That creates that foundation. One develops a sense of service instead of everything, gimme, I want. Let me live a life of service. One gets that training as a brahmachari. One learns to control the senses. Otherwise, we are just being knocked from pillar to post. I want this, I smell this, that tastes, we're just, and it's miserable. It's like a bull being pulled by the nose. So that brahmachari life, some people stay as brahmachari all their life. Some, Dravida Prabhu, how old are you? 74. I think he's pretty fixed. I don't think he's leaving brahmacharya ashram. And how old, where's Vijay? Vijay took off. How long is Vijay? He's been, same thing. 50 years, 60 years as a brahmachari. So some people stay as brahmachari. Some people there's another order called sannyas. According to the right time, right place, right circumstance, one accepts the right ashram. And there's brahmachari ashram, grihastha ashram, vanaprastha ashram, sannyas ashram. There are these 4 orders. And ashram means it's a place where one's seriously practicing spiritual life. So today, Damodar Kumar, after being a glorious, austere, and humble brahmachari, is now transitioning to household, to married life. It's actually something auspicious. As a sannyasi, that's one of those orders that's in saffron for life. So I have a right to tell a quick joke, if you don't mind. And I heard it from my spiritual master, so I can say it. He said, marriage is like a fort, like picture a big fort. And he asked, why is marriage like a fort? Anyone know? Half the people want to get in, and half the people want to get out. So we'll see how it turns out for Damodar Kumar. But the fact of the matter is, it is an ashram. It's a place of spiritual life. And because he's been a wonderful brahmachari, he will be a very successful householder. So we should all, I'll tell you when, give him a nice round of applause. But we should all both thank, hey, I said I'll tell you when. Because we wanted, have a nice forte, so a nice power. So also on this day of Lord Nityananda's appearance day, in gratitude for all of his service of his life as a brahmachari, and wishing him all success as a householder, may Krishna, as Rupa Goswami says, may Krishna always appear within his mind. So let's give a nice round of applause to Damodar Kumar. That's pretty good. Not bad. And when someone steps into the brahmachari ashram, we give them saffron cloth. When they step in the householder grihastha ashram, please take some cloth. And then offer your businesses to Srila Prabhupada. And may you always stay at his lotus feet. Thank you, Prabhu. All right, not too bad. We're not too late. So what do we do now? Who's in charge? I just work for these people.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much. Hare Krishna.